You are listening to the KNDY ラジオポッドキャスト with your host Kennedy.
Yo, what's up everyone? You're listening to The J. I'm your host Kennedy, and this is the 20-minute news in Japan. And my gosh, the Los Angeles Dodgers has won the back-to-back championship for the World Series. First time in 25 years since the Yankees did it in they did a three-peat, right? 1998 through 2000. And I have to say that it has been nerve-wracking, really nerve-wracking this past week watching the World Series, because my gosh, from that, what was it, the third game where it went till 18 innings or so, that was long. And I just, to see Ohtani, do so well, and to also see the team come up in clutch moments, Freddie Freeman, and then again to lose the next two games was difficult. For them to win it in Los Angeles for the Blue Jays, pretty much I felt that the Blue Jays had it in the bag. They just needed to win one more game. And then in Game 6, when I found out that Yamamoto would be pitching, Yoshinobu pretty much did a fantastic job, man. Game 6, he did very well, and then the relief pitchers did great to win that game. It was enough to prevent any Blue Jays comeback, but this final Game 7, again, you had Ohtani pitching, and I was already worried. Every inning he pitched, his command was not great. I didn't know. You could tell if you are a longtime Ohtani fan, when he's locked in. And that first inning, you could just tell the form was off, the command was off. Some pitches he did well, but most of the time, the team just really prevented any, those first two innings were just prevented from anything becoming tragic, I guess you could say. But then the third inning, you got that, the Blue Jays got that 3-run homer. And then from then on, you're just like, oh my gosh, I hope this game does not end due to that 3-run homer. But then you saw the Dodgers just claw their way back up. And then when you had Rojas tie the game in the ninth inning, just when you thought the Blue Jays was going to win the World Series, and then going to extra innings with Yamamoto pitching, I knew already. I don't want to say I know, because, Yamamoto, he's not superhuman. But the thing is that one thing about Japanese pitching, and this is something that I know some people in the world, they do scorn, that many Japanese high school coaches, they have their pitchers pitching so many pitch counts. So the thing is not foreign. It's just not, for Japanese, it's something that you notice. They do high pitch counts, and people all over the world say, well, that's just wrong. Well, I think that mental mindset of having that, and for him to, because I was listening to interviews, and a lot of the pitchers like, how did he do that? How does he do that? The pitch Game 6 and the pitch Game 7, that's just unbelievable. And he rightfully won the MVP award, right? But I just felt that Yamamoto, he said that he didn't know he was going to go in. He didn't know he could do it, but he did it. And I think it was Clayton Kershaw who said that, or someone, I was just watching an interview. They said usually after a full game, you can't get up. Your arm's not working. You're in pain. But yet he was able to do it. And you could see the relief on his face when that bat broke. And Mookie Betts was able to get that double play. That was just amazing. And again, congratulations to the Dodgers. This was possibly the best game I've ever seen in the World Series. I mean, I've seen amazing games, and I think it was the Cardinals versus the Blue Jays long ago when they came back out of nowhere. And was it the Rangers? But I just remembered it was the Cardinals versus someone, and it was Cardinals were pretty much out, and they were about to lose, and they came back in a long game, and that was just amazing. But this one right here, this is one of those few games where you watch a team, you know the Dodgers, they were high favorites, right? But most of the time they had the Blue Jays team, hats off to them. They fought back amazingly. The strategy that the coach had, especially not pitching to Ohtani, which I didn't like, but I understood. But it all came back down to your position players, the people that pretty much it's a team game, and the team, came up. I mean, look at that. The defense, Rojas throwing it to the catcher to prevent the Blue Jays from scoring, to Pius to catching that, even though he ran into Kiki Hernandez. That was just amazing, catching that, and especially when the Blue Jays had the bases loaded. But then those little things, the team came through in the end, and that's what you want to see. You just don't see that often, close games. You sometimes are a blowout, but this one, the Dodgers, I mean, really, it was the Blue Jays game to lose. And I think that is going to hurt big time, because when you haven't won a World Series for so long, and then you're just 2 outs from winning that World Series and bringing that championship home that everyone wanted, because they had that heartbreak in hockey with the Toronto Maple Leafs loss in the 7th game, and they were like, "Come on, let's have this win," and that would energize the city, right? But my gosh, that was a gut punch. But the only way to eliminate that is to win a championship. And Toronto Blue Jays, you got to hand it off. This team was made to win. They proved to the world that they could take on the Dodgers. I mean, really, they eliminated the Yankees, they eliminated the Mariners, and here they are, facing the Dodgers, winning game 1, and then pretty much had the game in the bag. They just had to win one more game. They couldn't get it done on the 6th, but the 7th, with that 3-0, and then they were up ahead in the 9th inning. They just needed those 2 outs. And that's one thing about the Dodgers. This is a resilient team. They find ways to win. Even the improbable moments, they find a way to win, and they did it. So yeah, 11 innings, 5-4. Yamamoto, amazing. And not to say that the MPB game was any worse. I mean, the thing is, the Diehawks won the MPB Japan series, and we'll see if this is a Hawks team that can continue the dynasty that the team had for so many years prior. But I felt also Hanshin Tigers had a chance to win that one. If there was one thing that I guess you could say is Hanshin Tigers was like the Blue Jays. But last year they won that Japan series and they erased the curse. By winning this year, that would have solidified them almost to be like the Dodgers. Back to back, they were the team built upon that dynasty, but they couldn't make that happen. And I know that was like a sucker punch right there. It was not a high scoring, a Japan series, but for the most part, both games, they lasted to the end. I mean, both series, World Series and Japan Series, they went the distance, right? So that's for a fan, for a baseball fan. I was going to say Yaku. That's what you want to see. And both teams, they did great. So congratulations again to the Los Angeles Dodgers, and congratulations to the Fukuoka Diahawks. Both teams are champions. Okay, on to the news. So, I know that there's a lot of talk about the anti-xenophobia, and I just looked through the various news about, people promoting the Japanese first, and also it was just more of a cry against the foreigners, travelers. Why does the Japanese invest so much on the Japanese tourists, and the Japanese tourists who are pretty much, in some people's minds, ruining Japan? And all I could say is that we know that the hate is rising. It's just the dislike. And a lot of shop owners, they're even putting signs up saying they don't want any foreigners in. It's coming to that point. I don't think it's more of a political belief. It's more of bad actions are magnified. And there are times when you had bad actions before, really stupid ones, where foreign nationals or foreign travelers would deface or break something that is culturally, historically significant. But now you have these instances where people are trying to film on TikTok or Kick or Twitch of their stupid actions. And I have to admit, personally, my worry was Halloween, and I'm like, I know everyone's going to descend upon Shibuya. And I've said it many times before, guys, don't go to Shibuya, go somewhere else. And I think that's what we all do, trying to promote a safe Halloween environment, because we know people travel to Japan, especially the Tokyo, especially the Shibuya. Even there's no event, people just like to hang out. And I'm sure we're going to see the same thing on New Year's Eve. But the main thing is you just hope that people are respectful, no sexual harassment, no violence, no rioting, but most of all, just keeping reckless behavior down low and just being respectful. If you want to dress up, dress up. But the thing is that no need to litter, no need to drink so much that you're causing fights or doing sexual assaults on women who are just there to also cosplay, or just just to be there to have a social fun time, even though that event is not an organized event. It's just happened. It's been happening for well over a decade, and it's just something that you tend to expect. So, if anything, yeah, it was crowded again, but I think the thing is that the Shibuya Award did a great job of promoting that the Japanese event has been canceled. There is no Japanese event. It's just, if anything, it's just to dissuade people. They had police ready. And for the most part, I think it's similar to last year. They were able to keep the peace. I think, if anything, just try to stop what happened. I think 2019 with the gridlock, where people were almost crushed, and then having to see what happened in South Korea with that tragic accident was a big wake-up call. And I think Shibuya Ward made sure that they continued that to promote the safety, if anything, in Shibuya, and also protecting their very important monuments, or so. Even Hachiko, they taped that off. So just making sure people don't do stupid things. Perfectly understandable. So let's check out the other news. And of course, the other news is regarding Japan's Prime Minister Takaichi making a successful diplomatic debut with Donald Trump, and also holding talks with Taiwan's Asian representative. But I think the other news, I guess you could say, when it comes to Japan, is on November 1st. We saw that transition, that seasonal transition, just right the day after Halloween. Japan, especially Tokyo, goes into Christmas mode immediately, and already a lot of the key locations that do illumination events, they start promoting their Christmas events, and that's something we'll probably talk about in upcoming episodes. I know that certain locations start this week or this coming weekend. So that's something to keep an eye out on, especially on my YouTube page, my YouTube channel, which I will definitely discuss and promote the upcoming illumination events. But for the most part, yeah, I think if anything, the news has been focused on Japanese PM Takaichi, and the relation she's had. She's been very warm and really good when her meetings with people from major politicians from different countries, and just I think so far she's been doing a great job for her first initial days as starting off as a prime minister. So I think, if anything, it's just that her conservative stance is something different that you see, and possibly, I'm not, and I don't know too much about Japanese politics to know that. I could just know from years before. Usually, you could see the rhetoric of usually anger from one party towards the other, but this one, it's been rather tame. And granted, it could be the way media portrays things, but the way I look at it is, so far, the relations that she's trying to build with leaders internationally, that's been a big spotlight, and I think that's good. Peace, right? That's all you could hope for. In terms of Japanese entertainment news, Kimura Takuya was on the cover of on issue 2471, and this one comes out on November 12th. But the cover features his 53rd appearance on the cover of Anan. He's been featured on the cover since 1995. So this cover features him sitting down with all the past issues of the cover right behind him. I thought that was pretty cool. But it commemorates the 55th anniversary of the magazine's launch, and also just having his photos in the backdrop tends to show how popular the former SMAP member is, even years later. So I thought that was pretty cool. Eyelet will be performing for the second season for the TV anime series Hime Sama Gomon no Jikan desu. 'Tis time for Torture Princess. So they will be doing the theme. I believe this one will be airing on January 2026 on Tokyo MX, BS11, and KTV. So I thought that was pretty cool to see, showing the popularity of how Eyelet has been getting in Japan, really well loved. And then you have Wada Akiko, saying that she just announced the end of her series, Leave It to Ako. The series celebrated its 40th anniversary last month, but she's reached that goal, and she said that she felt this timing to end the show in March of next year. She said, I'm deeply grateful to the staff, the semi-regular cast members, most of all the viewers who tuned in on Sunday afternoons for making it possible for me to continue this far. Thank you so much for the past 40 years. From now on, I want to cherish each and every episode and deliver a bright and fun experience together with you all. Thank you for all your support over the years. So, why not keep it? Okay, everyone, we reached that 20-minute mark, and I just want to say thank you for listening to the J. Hope everyone has a great rest of their weekend, and enjoy the illumination and enjoy that transition to Christmas mode here in Tokyo. So you all take care, and I'll see you later week. And
Follow the J. ラジオポッドキャスト on YouTube and also visit Kennedy on YouTube. For Japanese entertainment news, please visit neotokyo2099.com. See you next time. Bye bye.